This is me on my very first plane to the US. I was 18 months old and I've been visiting family on the East Coast almost every year of my life. And while I've been out to the West Coast before, I've always wanted to do a road trip seeing some of the national parks like Yellowstone, Zion and Yosemite. So me and a few friends went to visit some of these places back in the summer of 2024, and this is that story. We first flew into Baltimore to see some of my family for a couple of days.
See this man right here?
That goes hard. That goes hard.
We get the same color, aren't we? Exactly. No difference. No difference.
Brothers.
The only difference is he came out sooner, I came out later because I was in the oven for too long.
It's overcooked.
I was overcooked. I'm overcooked.
Before hopping on another plane bound for Denver, Colorado, where we'd be starting this absolutely mammoth 3-week excursion, and we'd be doing it in this. A 2024 Ford E450 RV that would be both our home and transportation for this 4,500 mile journey.
We're currently doing a whopping 11 miles to the gallon.
We picked it up in Denver and spent the first day getting together all the supplies we would need, and spent our first night in Colorado Springs. So it's now currently 5:30. We're at the top of this like mountain, well not mountain, hill basically, and this is the start of the Garden of the Gods. It's not a national park, I don't think. I'm not really sure what it classifies as, but this view is just incredible. Look at that. It's very relaxing. Now if there was any incentive of coming to these places really early, this is it. This is the car park for one of the trails we're doing, and it is completely empty. So definitely if you're going to do this, come early, and also it's kind of cool still, so. Oh
Whoa.
my days.
We just watched an amazing sunrise over there. so cool. It's a lot cooler now. It's about, would you say it's about what, 16, 17 degrees? Somewhere around there? Very cool. Celsius, yeah. So it's a lot cooler now, and it's a lot nicer to like actually do the trails because it's not as busy, and we can get our RV, or can actually manoeuvre it. But Joe did leave a GoPro in the middle of the road, and a car came round, which was quite funny. But the scenery here is so dramatic. Gorgeous.
So we're now back at the RV park. I think the Garden of the Gods was a huge success. It was amazing. And also it wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. I mean, they've got this loop that you can drive around, and you could essentially drive around the whole thing in 10 minutes with some hikes here and there. We did a couple short ones, and it all went pretty well. I think the key to what made it really good was going at 5:30 in the morning. First off, there was no one there. There were a few other hikers and runners and different things, but for the most part it was empty. As well, it just wasn't hot. It was actually almost cold. I had a hoodie on because it was sort of, I don't know exactly how many degrees it was. Probably about 15 degrees centigrade, I would say. So perfect for hiking, essentially. I think that goes to show that for the rest of this trip, we're essentially going to structure our days like this. We're going to get up early, which shouldn't be an issue for us because we're still essentially on British time. So we want to get up early anyway. So we'll get up around 5 and go wherever we need to go at 5:30. And then we can essentially hike and do everything when it's quiet, when it's cooler, and we're not baking in the sun. So we're going to dedicate the morning to that. And then the rest of the day is going to be basically driving. For today, we have a few different things we got to do. We're going to make another Walmart stop. I know we went to Walmart yesterday, but there were a few things we missed out. Some weirdly obvious things that we didn't think about. It's weird that we thought about air freshener for the toilet, but we didn't think about hand soap. So we got to get some hand soap. Some shampoo, we forgot that. Luckily they have some here. And then after Walmart, we're gonna head to Bass Pro. Bass Pro, we just wanna go there anyway because it's a cool shop. But also we need some bear spray, and I think we need to get some advice on like mountain lions, for example. I think we all kind of understand what to do with a bear. You know, if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, good night. But with a mountain lion, I don't think I would know what to do. I think you're supposed to make yourself big or whatever, but we'll figure that out. But now I think it's time for a tour of the RV. Okay, so here we have the main doorway here. One drawback to the RV is we've noticed it doesn't really come with anywhere where you can put a trash can. So we've just essentially got this bin bag that we've just essentially attached to that handle there. So this is our makeshift trash can or bin, whatever you want to call it. We just got some shoes down there. Shoes are kind of a big problem that take up a lot of space, so we've just dotted them around the floor. Just to the right of that, we have the kitchen area. We have a full hob, an oven over there. We've got a sink. It's a bit of a pain to wash up because we don't really have a ton of space around here. And then we got some storage down there and storage above with a microwave, which is coming very handy, it seems. So here we have the driver's cabin. This is based off a Ford E450, which I've noticed is quite an old design. This is a 2024 camper, so this is quite a new camper. It's only got 16,000 miles, which for an RV isn't that much. But the design of everything is very old. You know, the fob doesn't have a remote locking, so you got to lock it manually. And there's a lot of different things that you would expect better from a 2024 model. Then above the driving cab, you have this space. This is Hayden's kind of domain. This is where he's sleeping. He's got all of his stuff unpacked here as well. So yeah, I haven't really asked him what it's like to sleep up here. I'd imagine kind of hot being at the top of the van. You've also got a TV in here which swivels out so the rest of the van can see it as well. But it's a pretty good use of space up here because you've got essentially a double bed on top of the driver's cabin. Down the left side we have this seating arrangement here with a table. This turns into a bed. This is where Ollie's currently sleeping, but we're just using it for storage at the moment. We've got a power thing set up and it's just storage basically. To the left of that you got a wardrobe. This is where we're keeping most of our clothes. And then you have the bathroom. It's quite nice in here actually. You got a toilet, a sink, storage and a shower. It's got a skylight, so it's really nice and light in here as well. And it's pretty nice. And then this is where I sleep. It's a double bed. It's actually really comfy, not gonna lie. And you got the AC control on the side there and just windows and storage above as well. So it's pretty good. It was then time to leave the RV park, and our first stop would be IHOP, which as you can see Hayden thoroughly enjoyed, and then we made a brief stop at Walmart. So we've got some extra stuff here, and we also found another mascot for our journey. It's a Lightning McQueen. It's going to go next to the Citroen on the dash. I don't know if there is a word for this, but it's like a mascot that's going to guide us across the United States. That's Lightning here. And then we got all the stuff we forgot: hand wash, body wash, some other things. After Walmart, we then headed over to Bass Pro, which is somewhere we've all wanted to visit for a very long time. I was just looking at cowboy attire and I was about to buy this belt, and then I look on the warning and it says, warning, cancer and reproductive harm. I don't know how or what this is made out of and how they're allowed to sell this, but I think I'm gonna pass on looking like a cowboy if it's gonna cause me cancer and reproductive harm. Pretty good visualization of where we've been. So of course we flew into Denver, we then drove down to Colorado Springs, that's where we are now, and then today we've got a 3-hour drive. We don't know exactly where we're going, but it's roughly this way over to Gunnison, which we were trying to find somewhere there. So we've just been to Bass Pro. We've got a few things, so gonna go through them. We got a few Bass Pro hats, famous of course. We got quite a few in multiple colors, so we can switch things up. Hayden, what did you get?
Let's have a look.
You got
Beef jerky for the road.
of course.
Cowboy
And
hat for Jackson.
I got a similar thing. I got a shirt, which is going to be like cowboyish. I have yet to find the perfect cowboy hat, but we have I think it's 2 weeks until Jackson. So
Like that, yeah.
we've got a long time to find the perfect cowboy hat for me. And then we've also got, which is quite important, bear spray. I would like to perchance come across a grizzly bear from a distance. That would be cool just to say I've seen one in the wild, but I don't think, for my own safety, I don't think I'm hoping that I see a grizzly bear. It would just be cool if we had an experience like that. You know what I'm saying?
If all else fails, we've got a sanctuary where we're staying, so we'll see a bear.
Exactly.
Like Jackson.
Now we're going to go to Gunnison, which is like a 3-hour drive. So following our shopping spree, we hit the road again towards Gunnison, Colorado, which would be further west and closer to the Rocky Mountains. Hayden's driving for the first time now, and so I figured this would be a good time to read about this bear spray, because I have no idea how to use it. There's this whole like instruction manual, and I think this is probably one of the only things in my life that I should actually read the instructions for. Whoa, that's a gnarly picture. That's crazy. This is our first turning in about like 60 miles. I don't know which way we're turning, I'm not driving, but there's a big old rain cloud up that way. So I think we're going to get rain for the first time on this trip. He's going for it. Whee! Sucking traffic. We held up all those people. How long was that drive? It's about a 4-hour drive from where our first thing to the second thing. 4 hours is, yeah, it's quite long. And we've got, yeah, I think we're gonna need to download some movies and stuff, because we got that big TV up there.
Yeah, that is true. It's got Netflix in it.
Yeah, I tried to get onto Netflix earlier, but it didn't work. But yeah, we made it to this place. Is the, what's it called? The Texan RV Park?
Tall Tex.
The Tall Texan RV Park. Didn't really go into much detail about the last one, but this one we got the pond view site, whatever that means. We're just next to a pond, and overall it's pretty nice. It's a lovely evening. We get a fire pit, of course all the regular stuff like Wi-Fi, electricity, all of that, and it's pretty nice. So we're making bolognese right now, and then after that I think we're just going to go to bed and then wake up early tomorrow morning.